Right, welcome back YouTube. It's another quick update. For a start off, I've got my head studs. They've landed. I've got them. Big up Pro Race. What happened was, they still didn't get them as a kit. Obviously, Pro Race send them as a kit in a box, the whole thing. What Pro Race has done because they're struggling to get them is, they've made me a kit up. I'll show you that in a minute. But for a start off, I just want to do a quick update. On my last video, we was talking about the oil filter housing. Obviously, I cerakoted the stock one. I was trying to shorten the extension tube you get with the kit from Bartech to be able to basically get rid of the heat exchanger. I was having little problems with that. I probably could have done it, and then I lost a plastic piece on the inside. Obviously, around Volkswagen, that does not come separate. It comes as a full piece. I didn't get it as that price, but I know it's well over 100 quid, so I thought I'm not paying that. Tried to get a second-hand one from a few places. The problem is, 90% of the people sold the oil filter housing with the engine in it, because obviously when you're selling the engine, you sell the oil filter housing with it. So no one wanted to sell one, and even in reality, I'm not paying like 50 quid for a piece of plastic in there. I ended up just splashing out and getting this nice billet one from Jet Engineering. I'll get you some close-ups in a minute, but what I did want to touch on, there's like two pros to getting this oil filter housing over the stock one. So I just wanted to basically cover with you what the benefits are. When I say the benefits, I'm not even taking into the fact of the looks and the cleanliness, because that's something extra. Obviously you can see the normal one to go like that, and then obviously you have the other bits coming off here, so it just makes it bulky. It brings the sandwich plate off here, and you've got to try and get rid of the heat exchanger. But there's two benefits. These benefits are they're not things I've tested myself. They are literally just off the Jet Engineering's website, and then there was other companies that also sold it that well, not this exact one, but sold ones similar, and they also had these benefits put down. So I just wanted to cover them with you basically. One of the first ones is, you see this here, this is a one-way valve. What it is, it's a drain back valve. So when this is fitted, goes this way around. I'll show you a quick picture now of before I fitted it, of where the hose is, so you'll see that now. Now you've seen that, you'll understand that there's basically two holes there. So when it comes up from the oil pump, it comes out of one hole, goes obviously through the oil filter, and then comes out the other hole and goes to the rest of the engine. So where it comes through this one first. The reason it's got a drain back valve is obviously because when the engine turns off, you don't want all the oil in the engine to drain back to the sump, because then when it starts up, it's basically running dry for a second. So you have this one-way valve. Now the problem is, as you can see, is it don't go in very far, and the hole's also not as big because it's got almost like a tin shield where this goes into, and when you press it in, it don't go very far. Now one thing it's meant to do is restrict the oil. How much it actually restricts it, I don't know. Obviously it came out the factory like that, so I'm sure it's all right, but obviously when you turbo in it and you got more up in power, it just gives it better flow. Like I said, whether it makes a difference or not, I don't know, but I just thought I'd cover it with you guys because that's what they're telling me. So yeah, it basically gets rid of that. And what you're thinking is, but when you've got rid of this, where's the drain back valve? The drain back valve is now in the filter. There's a drain back valve in the filter, which apparently does not restrict flow. So obviously this would normally, that's another benefit. Obviously these, you know, sometimes these paper cartridge filters, they can be a bit shit sometimes, they can break up and stuff. Obviously it has converted it to a nice metal spin-on man filter now, which has apparently got the drain back valve in it. So that's where you get rid of this drain back valve. I'll show you pictures now of the inside, what this looks like on the inside. I'll put it up now. As you can see, the ports just go straight through, so there's no more valve or anything in there. And then the other benefit that I didn't actually know about at all is the fact that basically when you've got this bolted on, where you take your oil turbo feed from, generally speaking, obviously there is other ways you can do it, is from the oil pressure switch. So what you'd usually get is something like this. Right, so you'd screw that end into where the oil pressure switch usually goes, into there like that, and then you take this is just a blank, but you basically take that blank off, and then you put your oil pressure switch in there. So you'd have, this would go in there, oil pressure switch would go in there, and then you've got your AN4 fitting here, that's for your turbo feed. So that'd go in there, your oil pressure switch would go in there, and then you take your turbo oil feed off there. Now what it is obviously where this comes through, this is where the oil comes directly from the pump before it goes to the engine. Well, this is not, it's not filtered, right? So if you tee off the oil pressure switch, which is what I was going to do, your oil that is being fed to your turbo is not been through the filter yet. It has not been through the filter. So it is unfiltered oil. Obviously, you have got your gauze on the pickup on the oil pump, which will stop any kind of big debris going through, but it won't, that's all you've got. You've got from your sump where it sucks it up, you've got your gauze, and then that's it before your turbo feed. It then, because then after then, that's when it then goes through the filter and then goes through to the rest of the engine. Now, with this, it's different. The oil comes out on the port you just seen a minute ago on the left-hand side. It goes into the filter, and then when it comes out of the filter on this side, that is then when it feeds the turbo feed. So on this setup, the oil being fed to your turbo has already been through the filter before it goes to your turbo. This was something I wasn't even aware of this. It wasn't until I started looking into getting the different oil filter houses, and that all of a sudden when I started looking into it, I was like, yeah, you can, now I've looked at it, you can see, because it comes, the oil flows through this way through the plunger side, and this is where your oil pressure switch is. So it's literally right where it, before it goes into the filter basically. So yeah, that is the other benefit of getting rid of this. Is it a necessity? No, I'd say it's not. It is a lot of money for what it is, and you don't get a great amount of benefit, but I just thought I'd share it with anyone that was looking at doing it, wondering whether to go with this or that. I just thought I'd explain there is benefits to doing the billet oil filter housing. So just bear that in mind with what you're doing. Again, if I had not lost the plastic bit, I probably just would have gone with this. If you've done a full engine build, everything's all clean. I've got a new oil pump, a new pickup and everything. So in reality, if you keep up with the services and everything, you shouldn't be having any crap going into your turbo anyway. So like I said, it's not a necessity. I just thought I'd cover it. It saves you having to use this and stuff, because obviously you get a banjo straight on this. So your banjo just comes straight off, AN4 fitting round to the turbo. Oil pressure switch goes here. You probably can't see, but there is also another port here. You get a blank for it, but I'm guessing it's just if you want to run like an oil temp sensor or something along them lines. I've just put the bung in it. Obviously you got the oil pressure sensor here. I'll put a new one in. The Bartek sandwich plate with the two AN fittings off there, and then the spin-on man filter. But yeah, it looks a lot nicer. It's a lot cleaner. Gets rid of all the crap. So yeah, I'm glad I bought it, but it is pricey with what it gets. So if you are kind of looking to do a bit on a budget, it's not a necessity at all. You can just use this. But yeah, I just thought I'd cover the things, and just so you can bear it in mind when you come to do it, basically. But that's it for that. I've now port matched the Flonic spacer has been port matched to the head. I've got to put it onto the manifold, the inlet manifold, and do it the other way around now. Basically grind the manifold down to if it needs doing. I haven't checked it yet, but I'm gonna have to take it off there, switch it onto the inlet manifold and get that done. But yeah, that's it for that. I'm just going to switch over. I cerakoted my turbo manifold, which I'm just going to show you quickly. I'll show you the studs and everything, how they've sent them out. And that'll pretty much do for today's video. I just want to give a big shout out quickly to anyone that's following and commenting, sharing, liking, all that kind of stuff. On the last few videos, a lot of more people have been commenting and saying good things and that. So yeah, shout out to anyone that subscribes and stuff. What I'm trying to do now is, some of my videos have been quite long, but the engine build one was over an hour long. It's just because I wanted to keep it all in one video. I didn't want to keep like people having to go to a different video if they wanted to follow it. I just wanted to be able to skip forward. But from now on, I am going to try and keep the videos under 20 minutes where I can. I mean, I won't cut out anything that's necessary. If it has to be over 20 minutes, it will be. I won't cut out anything you need to know. But I will try and do shorter videos and keep it more consistent, rather than having like weeks off and then doing a really long video. So I'm just going to try and do the videos more of a 20-minute, like I'm doing the little update now. And then with the studs, I'll probably put the studs in, get the head on, get the cams in, and then do it for that video, and then come back and do another video of the chain install, and then, you know, you get what I mean, so on and so on. Yeah, so without any further ado, we'll have a quick look at them things. That'll be done for today's video, and within the next few days to a week or so, I should be able to get the head on, and then I'll edit the video and get it up to you guys. But yeah, for them, let's go have a look at my toolbox, and we'll have a look at the manifold and everything. Right, so just a quick one. Obviously, here's my Cts Turbo Manifold. I've now cerakoted it in glacier back. I just thought I'd show you quickly. It's looking nice and clean. Obviously, the turbo is going to be the Glacier black on the hot side. I'm not too sure on the cold side yet. I don't know whether to do the gold Cerakote or whether to powder coat it in maybe gloss yellow or something. I don't know, but when I do it, you lot will see. But yeah, that's the manifold all Cerakoted up, looking all nice. Still need to get a wastegate for this. And then I just wanted to show you quickly. So what they've done is, obviously, like I said, Pro Race was struggling to get it so to help me out, they've basically made up their own kit. He did give me a ring before, so big up Jay. Jay gave me a call before and said, are you all right to have it in this way? I was like, yeah, if the studs are right and everything, then yeah, I'm not bothered, don't make no difference. The only con I've got is from doing it this way is the fact that I haven't got any ARP lube basically. But I jumped on eBay. You can get one of the sachet ones that you usually get with these anyway for like £2.50 delivered or whatever, so it ain't a problem at all. Ordered one of them, it'll be here for by the time I'm ready to put it on. Yeah, so what it is, obviously you get different type length studs. There's two different lengths. These are the long ones. These basically go in the center of the head, and then the outer ones, these are the short ones. They're all proper ARP. They've obviously just ordered them in the right size, the right thread and everything to make up their own kit rather than waiting for ARP to keep messing around. And then got a full set of the washers that you need, and then all the nuts. So I'm now ready to go, minus the assembly lube, the ARP assembly lube. That's all I need now, but I've already ordered that. That should come Monday, Tuesday. So I'll probably stay one night and do it. So yeah, I've got my long studs, your normal length studs, my nuts, and the washers. So yeah, everything's ready to go now.
So that's it for this little quick update video. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one where we get the head on.